when you asking, are you listening?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking for a specific reason. Now, one, because I love you. All right? You can't ask God to help you get through something and then depend on something or somebody else to do it for you. Am I being clear? I'm trying to be clear what I mean.
But I'm not asking nobody to get down. But in this situation, like, I got things that I can't control right now, you know? So I'm just trying to figure it out the best I can.
To be honest, all of life.
Right.
Everything we do in this life, we got very little control over.
Right.
But God got a lot of control over.
Right.
So
but I'm taking care of the things that I can control about.
How we get through it depends on, I'm gonna say, how we feel when we go through it.
Right.
Depends on how close you stand to God. The closer you stand to God, the less impact you feel. Because some stuff we have to go through.
Yeah,
that make sense?
Yeah, it's like
okay.
We go through things. It's like you can't. So
right.
Things you can't control.
Some things we're going through because of the decisions we made.
100%.
100%.
100%.
I don't know what you see.
I said 100%.
100%. Gotcha. All right. Now, cause you my favorite guy at church. You didn't know that, but now you know. All right. When we talk about getting help from God, and notice I say we, right? I don't say you. I say we. We have a habit of asking God to do something for us and then not doing what he tells us to do. Because either it don't feel good or we just don't want to. Probably because it don't feel good.
Right.
Hey, I'm just going to be honest with you. Me, for the most part, it don't feel good. When it don't feel good, it's outside my norm, outside your norm, then it don't feel good.
That's comfort zone.
Yeah, huh?
That's your comfort zone.
But you can't grow there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, that's why I ask, when you're asking God, are you listening? Because as you sit down, he telling me he gave you some answers.
Oh, no.
And I don't know if we didn't hear the answers, because all of us ain't tuned in the right way, right? You wasn't sure when you heard the answer, like, no, that might not have been God. Or we heard it, but we didn't receive it because it was uncomfortable. It seemed like it was crazy. Does that make sense? So, if you're not willing to push through to do what God is asking you to do, then you're not going to find the answers you're looking for. And that means a lot of times, all the time, denying ourselves the things that we normally like, that we find comfort in.
Right.
It means not going places, not talking to people, not doing certain things where we normally find our comfort. We have to be willing to break free. Because deliverance came for us when Jesus died on the cross, right? So if we're modeling ourselves after Christ, we have to model his willingness to suffer. Most of us don't want to suffer in no kind of way, which in turn leaves us in a trapped place longer than we have to be, right? So a lot of what you're going through is a refusal to cut off something somebody. I don't know if it's habits, I don't know if it's people, I don't know if it's places, because my testimony is this. When I first got saved, I was 20-something, 19, 20. I was young, I'm old now. I was going to the club, but I wasn't really a clubber. Does that make sense? I was really just going to be with the people I was hanging with. Most of them was family, right? When it came time to go back to the club, and I like saved or for Jesus, I didn't know how to tell them I didn't want to go to the club, right? So I was at church or somewhere, and somebody was like, "Do whatever you got to do, just don't give in to the devil." And I was like, "Lord, I don't know how to tell them, because I don't want to seem like I'm weak, and like I just done flipped off, because these are my people. You understand what I'm saying? These are my folks. I love my people." So I started telling them, making up excuses. My favorite one was, "Well, I would go with y'all, but Mama be tripping. The club don't pop off till about 12:01, and then Mama, by that time, she come out and be in the house, and I don't feel like fighting with Mama, so I just ain't gonna go." Which was it. To be honest, it was true, but in the past, it didn't matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
But it became my excuse not to go.
Right.
If they had kids, they'd be like, "You know what? Who keeping the kids?" I act like I'm going. We get there, everybody getting dressed, get ready to go. Who's gonna babysit the children? They be like, "Oh, the kids be out. You know what? I'll just stay here and keep an eye on the kids. I'm gonna just stay right here. I done got all dressed up like I was going somewhere. I ain't went nowhere. I'm in the living room on the floor with the kids throughout the night. The kids done went to sleep. We done did whatever kids got to do." It's hard when you first start trying to walk.
Yeah.
Really walk with God. Not just going to church, not just trying to be at church.
Right.
But when you're trying to find that relationship with God, where you are one-on-one, it's just me and Him. I'm trying to get to know Him. I want to know His voice. I want to know what He got for me. I want to know my purpose, because you was created with a purpose. That's why you still here. You understand what I'm saying? So He's trying to get you, some of what you're going through is He's trying to shake you and stir up the gift that He gave you. Because we all have gifts. His desire is for you to use your gift for the kingdom. I don't know what your gift is, do you? What's your gift? You just said, What's your gift? Huh? Well, I want to hear him. Talk to me. Tell me one. Goodness. One gift. Can you sing? You say you get? You can sing?
I also in the choir.
Huh?
He in the choir.
He in the choir? I didn't know he was in the choir.
Yeah, he in the choir.
Okay, so you sing. So that's one of your gifts. All right? So one of your gifts, but the purpose of the gift is to draw people to the kingdom. Right? Okay. If you're not walking with Christ and you're singing, but it's influencing people to do other things, then you're not using your gift for the kingdom. So you still got the gift, because that's a gift. I've seen him take some, but a lot of times we still have our gifts, but it does not mean we are okay with Christ. Okay? And so I'm just pleading with you because of the love I got for you. I don't know what it is about you. I looked at you and I loved you. I love you. And
Is it because I'm an Aries?
Huh?
Uh-oh.
What?
Not
Absolutely
that.
not.
Astro.
Hush, Omar. Close your lip.
I didn't say nothing.
So
Had him open.
it's a Christ thing.
That's what I was
And
saying.
Christ and Aries don't go together.
Yeah.
Huh? We do?
I do.
You can't.
Astrology. Oh, she talking about astrology.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have your own beliefs.
No. That's what the scriptures say.
Yeah.
You have to, okay, so this is see what I'm saying? So, we have to, you can't say I'm walking with God.
But that's like projection. sense to me.
That's not.
It is.
I'm just telling you what the scripture says.
Right.
Right? So the scripture says that if you're walking with Christ or with God, that you don't deal in astrology, numerology, charmers, any of that stuff. That's written in the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? So if we following Christ, then we following his word, right? And his word says you can't be hot or cold, because if you lukewarm, he gonna spit you out. Lukewarm basically means I can pick and choose which scriptures I want to follow.
Is that something to do with it?
If we're picking and choosing the scriptures we want to follow, then we're not fully following Christ.
Right.
Oh, now they want to talk. There you go. All right. So this is what I'm saying when I say he gave you the answer, but there's something you won't let go. But it's up to you. I can't force you and say, it's not for me to tell you, hey, you have to let that go.
Right.
You have to be willing, for the sake of following Christ, to let that go. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I know it's popular in the church to be, oh, I'm Christian, but I'm also, whatever, all this other stuff. But it's counter scripture. Anything that's counter scripture is counter Christ. Right? Because he says Christ is the word made what? Flesh. He's the word in flesh. The word became flesh. So everything in the scripture, he came to fulfill the laws of the Old Testament, and then he brought us the New Testament to let us know, okay, this is what we move forward from here. So I understand that it's popular to be in church, and you'll have 1,000,001 people say it's not, oh no, I can be, ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you go back and read the scripture, it's very clear that this is, you can't do this and that. You can't worship Christ and then worship the sign you under. I know you don't think you do.
So I worship the sign that I do.
Huh?
Just because I said it's because I'm an Aries.
You can't be Aries and be Christian.
But I am an Aries and I'm Christian.
You're a child of God.
You're not both of them. I understand. Okay, and this is what he said. Because you was born in that month.
Yeah.
Or that time frame. And they said if you born in that time frame, then you're Aries.
Yeah. But I mean, I worship all the Aries. I just said that one statement that he just said, like, oh, you can't be this or that.
No, I'm just saying you can't.
I just had one little thing about it.
Yeah, I understand.
And you can't do this, you can't be that, or
no, I just said you can't be, but you can't be both. You can't be Christian and recognize the sign. He said that's crazy. I'm just telling you what the scriptures say. So that's what I'm saying. When I'm saying you have to choose which way you want to go. You have to choose how you want to walk. And it's up to you. Because I'm going to love you the same no matter what. That understood? Mm-hmm. Because one thing I tell everybody, is Christ gave us all a choice. What you do with your choice
is up to you.
And time determines your eternity. But the choices in time belong to you, not somebody else. They don't belong to nobody else. Whatever your choices are, that's just like the Bible saying a married man ain't supposed to sleep with extra women outside there, but there's a lot of men in church, they do. Okay? All right. Yeah. So they be like, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see no problem with it. I'm like,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But They not gonna let you tell them they ain't going to heaven just because they decided to sleep with a couple extra women on the side. They say God understand. And I'm like, I don't know what they said in the Bible because it ain't in there. But if you want to keep living like that, that's on you. That's their what? Choice.
Yeah.
So their choices determine in time, because we're in time. This is the only time we get to choose. Are we going where you want to spend eternity? Right? And if we choose to walk contrary to the word in any way, and you're comfortable with it, God say go for it. Right? Just like he told you, just be quick about it. Be quick about it. All right. But what that also means is you have to understand that with every decision you're making, that you're choosing to walk away from Christ. You're no longer walking with Christ because he said light and darkness don't have anything to do with each other. But that's a choice. So that's what takes me back to my first question. When you're talking to God, did you hear his response? Why you?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh.
I'm thinking about it. You're not sure?
Yeah. I must be doing the right thing.
Why you must be doing the right thing?
Because I could be jailed, degrees,
Say again?
down bad. But I'm not. I'm alive.
Yeah, you're alive. We all alive. He said he could be
It's
doing
called grace
bad.
and mercy.
Yeah, grace.
He extends grace, he extends mercy. Us simply being alive doesn't mean we walking right with God. Because we know there's a lot of Satanists that's alive and walking around here, right? Like they openly worship.
Yeah.
They openly worship the devil.
That's true.
And they alive. They thriving.
Yeah.
Some of them even rich.
That's true, but that ain't got nothing to do.
He said that's true. Okay, no, but I'm saying because you said I must be doing the right thing because I'm alive. It's got to be more than that. Sometimes us being alive is just an extension of his grace and his mercy. Because he does not want to see us go to hell.
No.
So he extends grace and mercy
No, I have purpose.
to give you time to come on back and get in line.
Who says I'm not alive?
Nobody. You said you doing all right because you alive. I'm saying
You gotta be more to it.
Right, I got purpose.